to thank you for an amazing response on our videos. In case if you have not watched our previous videos, you can click on the I button and there is also a link in the description below. So let us first understand the role of inventory and inventory management. Inventory is the list of items, component parts, work in progress and raw materials a company uses for manufacturing or selling. On the other hand, inventory management refers to the process of ordering, storing, and using a company's inventory. This includes management of raw material, components, work in progress, and finished products, as well as warehousing and processing of such items. Now, let's move. We'll talk about the 5 types of inventory management. Now, let's move. We will look into 5 types of inventory management. First one is the cyclic inventory. Cyclic inventory is also known as a lot size stock and is a part of entire inventory which helps the company to meet the usual demand of the product. It is essential because this is what a company uses first to fulfill the customer's order. The cycle stock or some part of it automatically gets replaced as company sells products. We can also say that it is the inventory that a company can sell and replenish if everything goes as per the plan. Second type of inventory is decoupling inventory. Decoupling inventory is a part of inventory which involves separating inventory within a manufacturing process so that the inventory associated with one stage of a manufacturing process does not slow down other part of the process. In simple terms, decoupling inventory is a safety stock of sorts. If a production line stalls and work in progress products are unfinished, it causes a reduction in the rate in which inventory stock is renewed. Decoupling stock is generally used the most in build-to-order production runs. Third type of inventory is pipeline inventory. Pipeline inventory is a type of inventory which refers to stock that is currently in transit between location and has not yet been purchased by consumers. Pipeline inventory is also called as pipeline. Stocks, in many instances, especially with overseas shipments, inventory can remain in transit pipeline for days or weeks at a time. For instances, a shipment of a video game console made in Japan can take several days to arrive to consumer ships to an Indian port. Fourth type of inventory is safety stock inventory. Safety stock inventory is a type of inventory where an extra quantity of product is stored in the warehouse to prevent an out of stock situation. It serves as an insurance against fluctuation in demand. Safety stock inventory helps to eliminate the hassle of running out of stock. If company holds sufficient safety stocks, then they don't need to rely on your supplies to deliver quick or turn away customers because of depleting inventory levels. And last but not the least is the 5th type of inventory, that is seasonal inventory. Seasonal inventory is a type of inventory in which stock is high demand during particular time of the year, such as during festival days, etc. These influx in sales is called as seasonal demand or seasonality. Fluctuations in demand for products that are depending on the time of the year. Seasonality is a critical element in inventory management, but these fluctuations can also often make managing your inventory levels challenging. The next important bit in inventory management is the inventory cost, and we will take a look into some of the inventory costs which are as follows. There are 5 types of inventory costs: ordering, holding, carrying, shortage, and spoilage costs make some of the main categories of inventory related costs. These grouping broadly separate different inventory costs that exist. And now let's go through them one by one. Ordering cost. Ordering cost includes purchase cost, payroll tax benefits, and the wages of the procurement department, labor cost, etc. These costs are typically included within the number of the units manufactured or purchased in each period. These further includes transportation cost, cost of finding suppliers, and expediting orders, receiving cost, clearance cost, preparation purchase orders, cost of electronic data interchange are some other types of ordering costs. Let's move on to the second type of cost, that is inventory holding cost. This is simply the amount of rent a business pays for the storage area where the inventory is stored. This can be either the direct rent the company pays for the warehouse put together, or a percentage of total rent of the office area utilization for storing inventory. This further includes inventory service cost, inventory risk cost, opportunity cost, money investment in inventory, and storage costs, inventory financing costs. Third one is the shortage cost. Shortage cost, also known as stockout cost, occurring when business becomes out of stocks for various reasons. Some of the reasons might be emergency shipment cost, distribution production cost, customer loyalty, and reputation. Fourth type of cost is the spoilage cost. Perishable inventory stocks can expire or spoil if not sold in time. So, controlling inventory to prevent spoilage is essential. Products that expire are concerned for many industries. Industries such as food and beverage, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, and cosmetic industries are affected by the expiration and use by date of their products. Fifth type and the last type of cost is inventory carrying cost. This is lesser known aspect of inventory cost. This cost requires a certain amount of calculation to understand the extent of its impact on P&L statement. Inventory carrying cost refers to the amount of interest a business losses out on the unsold stock value lying in the warehouses. While the inventory carrying cost is seldom considered while calculating the gross profit, it is usually taken into account only considering the principal cost of the goods held in the warehouses. Now let's move on to the next subtopic of the inventory management, that is key performance indicators or performance measures of inventory management. First, inventory turnover. To measure performance in an inventory management, one of the most common matrices to use is the number of inventory turns. This number is calculated using the ratio of the value of purchased stock to the value of the stock on hand. Second is demand forecast accuracy. An excellent metrics of determining how strong collaboration is in manufacturing operation. Demand forecasting accuracy reflects the variation in real or actual demand and what the forecasted or the factory level is. Third is stockouts. The frequency is calculated from inventory requests without available stocks in the inventory, and it is a huge impact on supply chain of businesses. Fourth one is the carrying cost inventory. Analysis should be done for calculating how much work capital is spent on an inventory and should always imply new strategies to reduce it. Effective warehouse management systems help to reduce inventory carrying costs. One is order cycle time. Order cycle time refers to the time between the placement of two back-to-back orders or the successful delivery of two consecutive orders. Sixth one is the order pick, pack, and ship accuracy. Pick, pack, and ship is the process of locating inventory as well as packing the ordered items from shipment to fulfill customer orders. Tracking these inventory management matrices can reveal where your warehouse processes are especially strong and where they are weak. Now let's move on to the next topic of ideal practices to perform for effective inventory management. So how can we effectively manage our inventory? So let's continue. For better understanding the concept of 7 inventory management practices, we will be looking at an elaborated diagram for the 7 effective inventory management practices as shown now. The diagram explains is how we can get effective inventory management by using below stated practices. The points mentioned above are maintaining average stock. There are several businesses that keep the stocks more than is necessary. The best practice is to maintain stock somewhere between the minimum and maximum stocks. Definitely not recommended you maintaining too much inventory. Second one is optimize inventory. Nowadays, optimization is necessary, especially in the business. The inventory management software plays an important role in tracking information. One can retrieve data such as which are good performing inventory and which are not. If some masters this software, he can also gain information for the business growth. Here is an example. Through the past data collection, you can know how much stock you will need to upcoming festivals. According to that, your business can optimize stock levels This will boost your business efficiency and fulfill customer demands. Next is batch tracking. Batch tracking, also called as IoT tracking. It is procedure of tracking goods using batch numbers. A batch contains a set of goods which can be similar. Each good is tracked for expiry date, tempered product, etc. With the assist of batch tracking, you can do streamlined tracking of your expiry date of goods, items, and products. It can get all the information at your fingertips in no time. Next is no compromise on quality. Quality control is one of the most extreme significant factors in any business, and it should be executed as soon as possible. Having a procedure to guarantee quality provides a direct connection towards customer loyalty and business development. The procedure is simple and you can start it quickly as you can. All employees have to do is check all the goods they received. They can look for three major points such as date of expiry if applicable, product is sealed or not, is it damaged, and is the product or item leaking. If yes, any of these, you should return the product because that is no longer good for your customer and your business as well. Once all the qualities are checked, then you have to check if the warehouse environment is good for the stocks. If not, then you need to make it favorable for your stocks. Next is practice cloud based inventory. It might contradict the previous statement, however, this practice can entirely change the way a business functions. A cloud based system is not installed on your local system, you only need to pay for the features you might want to use in the future. It can assist you in running operations smoother without any problems. Plus, there is a support team in case if you need any assistance regarding any issue in the cloud-based app. You can access it from anywhere because it is stored in the cloud and it can provide tremendous advantage to the business firm. By considering the above practices by an organization can get effective inventory management. Thank you. We hope this video was quite helpful to enhance the better understanding of inventory management. For any queries related to inventory management, drop in the comment box. We'll surely come up with an answer. For more informative videos from Operations Forum, hit like, share, and subscribe.